Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to American Falls by Lancyboi. Happy May. Merry, merry month of May. Happy Thursday? See, I lost track. I skip a day and I lose track. My apologies. Life got in the way yesterday, but we're back at it. A little late tonight for me, but it's a little past my bedtime, but that's okay. I just have some hot milk and I'm sure I'll settle down pretty quickly. What are we doing today? Month of May. Holy cow, we are mowing. This is a grass extravaganza episode. I'm going to get a little bit more into my choices of lawn care. I am able to say without any uncertainty that I have not... This might be one of the ugliest balers. No, it's not that bad. I actually really... Orange is my color, but it just... I don't know. It's alright. It's a good baler. Sorry, now that I'm just looking at it, I just kind of feel sorry for it. It's the underdog baler. It's a good mod, and it's well detailed. So I can't really complain about that. Anyways, in-game mod hub, base game equipment for our windrower. The old John Deere HX20, I think it is. All this stuff is leased, by the way, and I'll get into that here in a second. And the milker, the Scorpio milk, Euro milk, which creeps me out, but it's what it is. It's the Euro milk. Not sure exactly what it's milking, but again, well done mod, nicely laid out. All of these have one thing in common. They're basically the cheapest in their class and can still do a reasonable amount of work in a reasonable amount of time. Just as a quick example, if I need to give one, but I'm tired, so this is gonna be one of those episodes. I just guarantee it. Windrowers, we could have gone with the old Sipsky, the Sip favorite 254. The Swiss Army knife of windrowers. I actually think this thing kind of looks the bomb, but it's like 2 meters. I mean, come on. It's 2.5 meters. And this thing's kind of 15,000. It's kind of cool, but anyways, you get the idea. So I went with affordable, but not too undersized. And here's why. We are going to... We're not going to make a ton of money off this grass field. And the last thing I wanted to do was to break even. I wanted to make money on our first grass adventure. And all of these leased items together was just under $4,000. It was like 3,800, around 3,800 bucks. Initially, I went and I leased a bunch of fancy schmancy equipment from the Ultimate Pack. And by the time I was done leasing, I mean, you don't get a lot of choices here. Where's my Ultimate Pack? There it is. I mean, I had to lease this, which I really like this mower setup, but that's expensive. Any of these balers are expensive, even if I went with the round baler. That does come with a wrapper, so you save a little bit there, but still expensive. Relatively affordable. Realized we don't need this because we have a pickup truck with a flatbed, so that should be an adventure in and of itself. I really like this pack, and when we go to buy our grass equipment, we'll probably stick with this pack. And by the way, it kind of threw me off, but these balers all support that, I don't even know what it's called, the extra large sized bale series, how you have like a 125, and then you've got a 126, and then a 128, and a 129. You know what I'm saying? That deal. You can get like 65,000 liter bales from these things, which is kind of impressive. But we wouldn't even get one bale from our... Ooh, Brad, come on now. We wouldn't even get one bale from our field if we chose that kind of bale size. We wouldn't have to, I'm just saying. Plus the old little Valtra. I did a little testing, and I hooked up the mower. Oh, is it? Is it wiping out bushes? I think it's wiping out the bushes. Do I have that? Is this thing supposed to wipe out bushes? Lift mower, fold mower. I don't think I have that mod installed. There's a real mower mod that you can get that will wipe out bushes permanently. I guess I don't really care, but at the same time, I really wasn't expecting to put the kibosh on our bushes. What was I saying? I don't even know what I was saying. We'll come back and get a little bit there. Oh, the Valtra. It could handle the mowers fine, the front and back. But then when you added and those mowers windrow, so I did the windrowing. I added a baler attached to it, and the Valtra, it brought the Valtra to its knees. Just too much horsepower for the poor little Valtra. So needless to say, we might need to bump up our tractor before we get really ultimate on the ultimate mowing and baling pack. So now we're not going ultimate, we are going basic, and I'm okay with that for our first, for our first little grass work. I'm okay with that. I'm kind of hoping to make about 10 grand. And then, of course, minus the leasing costs. Now, for leasing, this is where I'd like to get maybe your input. So, leasing on this stuff, do we keep it and just pay do we just lease to own? Do we just pay lease? Since we're going to be mowing 4 times a year, it might actually be cheaper to keep the leased equipment. Because one of the most expensive parts when you lease equipment, it looks to me, is the base fee. And you only pay that once upon leasing. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll use the John Deere for an example. The John Deere mower has a $300 base fee, which you pay every time you lease. It's got a $150 daily fee, which isn't bad at all. And then a $315 per work hour. Now, I believe I verified that work hours are real life work hours, not in-game work hours. I don't know if any of you can verify that or not, but that is what I read on a forum post, which is good news, which is actually really good news, because that's going to save us a nice bit of coin. To real life hours for sure are better than in-game hours, no doubt about that. This is not the grass equipment I personally will want for future expansion. Not that I necessarily think it's horrible, it's just I'd want to step it up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. And when we get into larger fields, it would be nice to, knock it out a little faster. Let's see, the Kuhn windrower was $162 base, only $81 a day, $170 a working hour. The baler is the most expensive. That's $780 base. It's $390 a day with an $819 working hour fee. Not horrible, but it is the most expensive out of all of them. The wrapper, the old milker, the Euro Milk, is that real? Is that a real brand name? Because if it is, I want to know why. I mean, there's a lot of names you could pick. Why would you pick Euro milk? Why not just call it chocolate milk? Or leave the milk out altogether. Milk doesn't have to be. Milk doesn't have to be in there. It's okay. Yeah, I don't understand that name. Oh, what are you gonna do? So I have some numbers here, and I don't know what that number is anymore. I love when I take the time to actually like make notes, but then I forget what the notes mean. Total of 663, which I think what I meant was 663. 130. You know what? I think 663 is going to be the daily amount for these 4 pieces of equipment. So $663 a day minimum if we keep them around, which I think we'll just probably do. The other part that is kind of sucky about leasing, it is what it is. You can't customize it. So once you lease something, you can't go back and go, oh, I want to change tires, or, you know, I want to add lights or decals or colors. You lease and you keep what you lease. So you gotta kind of think ahead a little bit, I guess. And I just realized, I guess grass is not... I have crop destruction turned on, do I not? Seasonal growth, days, fix, snow, crop destruction is on. Okay. I never played with crop destruction. Should I have been destroying my grass driving around on it with these tires? I don't know. Maybe grass isn't considered a destroyable crop. Yeah, maybe not. All right, let's pitch our mower. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep this thing moving along. The old Batwing mower. Nice mower. Mulching capabilities as well, which actually is kind of cool. Save yourself some money for having to get buy a separate mulcher. I'm gonna hit the old Gallignani. What is this thing? Gallignani. Saying it so American. Gallignani. Gallignani. I don't know. Poor little guy. Look at him. Look at that poor little baler. Kind of the ugly duckling a little bit. You know, I like him. I like him. Good for him. Looking at these fancy schmancy balers, you know, you got the old Kubota, you got the fancy Vermeer. I actually quite like this Vermeer. You got these fancy guys here that have a built-in windrow. Then you got the Ultimate Pack. Then you got the Gallignani. The Gallignani. Poor Gallignani. And all you get is wheels. Ooh, I actually kind of like those big fatty wheels. It's kind of cool. And rim color. Ba-boom. I didn't even spring for better rim colors. I am a cheapo. Well, this ought to get interesting. Not the biggest fan of these types of windrowers. Ooh, got to get out for this. Chunk. Oh, I like that, though. Chunk. All right. Yes, I know. I am in a goofy mood. Let me absolutely destroy this. Look, Mom, no GPS. That'll become very apparent shortly when you see how I do this windrowing. I think you're supposed to... Well, I guess this is okay for the first pass. I think you're supposed to kind of butt 2 windrows up against each other, aren't you, with something like this? So they're a little bit thicker windrows, and You don't have to have so many of them. I hope the Gallignani has a nice wide pickup header, because I am going to do a not so good a job with this windrowing, I have a feeling. Let's just get the edge a little bit buttoned up, and then we'll see what nonsense I can make out of this. Oh, I've just been messing around too much. I've been messing around too much with stuff like OBS and shadow play and stuff. And now another new set of drivers came out for the car, my graphics card, and I got to stop tinkering. The more I tinker, the more hassles I bring on myself. I feel like once I get frame rate settled in, I should just not touch it, you know? Just don't touch it. Leave it alone. Stop messing around with it, Brad. They should just say, you know what? If you keep messing around with it, oh, that's horrible. I'm never, yeah. Oh, I should have done that. What they should do is just say, hey, if you're going to keep messing around with stuff like that, can I swap where this thing is at? Where this side dealio is? I can't, can I? I don't think I can. I'd like to be able to move this thing over to here. But briefly looking at the setup, it does not appear that is an option. If it were an option, I think... yeah, I don't want to fold it. Alright, let's stop messing around. Hello, Mr. Tree. I think we need to do one more row this way, and then I can come back and we can butt them up that way. I think that'll be the... I think that will be the plan. The plan at hand. Yeah, I guess that'll work. Something like that. The more of a mess I make with this, though, the harder it's going to be when I decide to... when we get to baling. So I would prefer to try and make somewhat of an effort. Now see... let's see what we can do here. Oh, see, I'm missing it. I'm missing it. Let's see what we can do here. I'd like to get one row somewhat right. I should probably spend the $100 it would take to hire a helper and let them stinking deal with it. Oh, that's sad when you hire a helper to do a better job than you can do, isn't it? Alright, let's get this bad boy straightened out. Let's get it lowered. I think that's the idea I'm looking for. Something like this. Doubling up the windrows, making them a little bit thicker, having a few less passes to have to do with the baler, I guess, something like that. It's gonna be a little messy, but we're gonna work with it. Blame it on Chad. Chad is back, by the way. He has landed. Well, he's not back. He has landed on American soil, which is fantastic. Really looking forward to catching up with him to see what adventures he had. He told me to be prepared for a bit of a shocker He's got some big news for me. I honestly, that's a little bit creepy because I don't really know Chad that well. I think I worked with him like 2 days before the home office, and just called and said, Chad, you got to come back. And then they sent him off to, I don't know where they sent him to, Pakistan or maybe Uzbekistan or one of the stands. And then I think he went to New Zealand, and he was all over the place. And God knows what he was doing for the home office. They say it was a research mission. I got no idea. I think he's a mule myself. I don't want to really get into it, but those of you who know what I'm saying, know what I'm saying. I think he's a freaking mule. I hope he's not a mule, but I think he is a mule. Why do I have my FPS counter on? I guess I didn't need that. And yeah, it finally dawned on me that Shadowplay was leaving its little banner up there at the beginning of the game when I would start it. So that was annoying, so I had to dig into the settings to find out how to disable that, and it's just been one of those kind of couple days. Yesterday was a mess at work, and just all kinds of nonsense going on. So, like I said, I apologize for not getting a video out. I think I miss it probably more than you guys probably do, to be honest with you. If I don't do a video, I feel like my day's not quite complete, you know? Something's not done right. Before I forget, I wanted to mention, I thought this was kind of crazy. Maybe not crazy, but cool. Mr. Tin Man Pickle. By the way, I haven't heard much from you lately, Tin Man. I hope you're still out there. I hope you're still doing well, my friend. One of the earliest subscribers to the channel. Tin Man, according to my information, subscribed to the channel back on October 11th of 2022. He was, I guess I should probably, let's do this. He was the 28th subscriber to my channel. That's crazy. Crazy for multiple reasons. One, how fast time flies. I can't believe it's been that long already. 28th subscriber, Tin Man. Now that's, of course, what they show me on the old YouTube dealio. They don't show you people, I guess, that subscribe to you that aren't public, that have private subscriptions, so you don't see those as a content deal. So I don't know, but it's definitely early, and it's definitely in the neighborhood of that early on subscriber base. Kind of crazy. So thanks, Tin Man. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for all the times that you have made me laugh out loud at work. For the looks that you have had people give me, for wondering why in the world I'm laughing literally out loud. Some of those comments have helped me get through some pretty miserable days sometimes, and it is much appreciated, no doubt. Tin Man also makes videos, so you can always check out Tin Man Pickle. Oh, I hope I don't get this wrong. Is it 76? I feel like 76. Sorry if I'm wrong about that, Tin Man, but he's got a channel. He records, I think, console player. He's the one that got me onto Hinterland. So like Gen X is kind of the godfather of American Falls for me. Tin Man would be the godfather of the Hinterland series. That was a very good suggestion. I loved that map. I really enjoyed it. I think I saw, and I didn't pay a lot of attention to it, but I think I saw Stevie has another new map that just came out. Is it called like Flat Out or something like that? I just saw like a notification of a video, and I think it said a new 4X map by Stevie. Flat Out, I think. I'll have to check that out. I always grab Stevie's maps. I'll make a big mess out of this if I go inside. I always grab Stevie's maps, no matter what. You know, they could be called Euro Milk, and I would still grab Stevie's map. Stevie's new map, 4X. Come visit Euro Milk. A map full of challenges. Can you milk your way through 83 fields, 16 production facilities, 72 cow barns, over 100,000 trees? Yes, come visit Euro Milk 4X by Stevie. I'm just being ridiculous, but yeah, it's Stevie always has good maps. Good maps by Stevie. A big contributor to the community, which is awesome, especially when we're kind of twiddling our thumbs a little bit, waiting to see what Giants is gonna do for us for a new version. I am very curious to see what comes out next from our friends at Giants headquarters. I spent some quality time today. I had a little free time on my hands. Spent some quality time messing around with Razer Synapse. I don't know if any of you have ever had the opportunity to mess with that software. The chroma effects part of it, where you can kind of create your own RGB. You can create your own RGB goodness. I've never played with that thing to any significance, at least. I think a couple of times I've started it up and started messing around with it and kind of just got frustrated and said, yeah, screw this. Solid colors are fine. But I finally got my dander up and decided to give it an effort to see if I could create something that I actually wanted. And I gotta tell you, once you start digging into that thing, it's not that bad. It actually makes some sense. I think once you get the basics down, at that point, it's just really just kind of, trial and error until you get used to it and see what it can do. It's actually kind of cool. I'm not like super picky about my RGB, but I like to have something a little pretty to look at. I don't want it super flashy. My kids are all about the I forget what they call it, the candy thing, or I forget what it's called. It's super annoying. It's like super bright red, white, blue, rainbow, and it's just flashing like madness. I just can't do that. I need subtle and smooth. So here's a little conundrum. We can't spit out half bales with a round baler, so we have to try and squeak out as much as we can. So do you go 125 so that the bales are smaller, but you have less chance of having a bunch left over? I don't really want to do 125, so we're going to do 150s. Plus our wrapper the Euro Milk will only milk 125s or 150s. So we're going to go with a 150. And honestly, if we have some left over, maybe... I'm just looking to see if I... Let's get out of the bushes, Brad. There we go. We'll go 150 and hope that we don't have too much left over in our baler. Oh, and I did forget. Very disappointed. I forgot the round bale extension mod. Is the round bale extension mod in the in-game mod hub? Oh boy. Oh boy. I hope it's in the in-game mod hub. I don't think it is. Oh man, I really like that mod. That's up there for... It's in the convenience mod area, and it's got to be like my favorite convenience mod. Because then you can just truck along and it automatically stops you instead of having to do this and blah, blah, blah. Actually, we can turn on, well, oh, the Gallignani is not super fast, is it? Ooh, she kind of just popped out of there. Come on, Gallignani. I don't want to miss any grass, man. All right, we'll try and I'll do better next time. We'll reverse it a little bit, spit it out. That way I don't crowd myself. But yeah, oh man, the round baler extension mod is, that is definitely one of those mods that I look for. Every new version of the game, I'm like waiting for that mod to get updated and get released. It's a little annoying because it slows you down with like 10% left, and sometimes if you have to drive halfway across the field to get that last 10%, but then you can just always turn the baler off and you're fine. But otherwise it's just a godsend for lazy farmers like me who don't like paying attention to the fill amount and to the beeps, you know? And I think it's pretty legit. I was watching some dude doing a bunch of baling, and in fact I think it might have been the UK, what's his name? I haven't watched his channel for a bit. Anyways, he's got that kind of setup in his tractor where when it gets, ooh, insto pop with the deer there. I don't know where they came from. But yeah, his tractor's set up kind of nice with that. He's got a nice New Holland. He bought a nice New Holland, I think a T6, if I'm not mistaken. Really nice little tractor. He loves it. Absolutely loves it. He's got a little bit older school JCB that he just had the bunch of work done on it. I think he had like I think the transmission rebuilt on it, if I'm not mistaken. She's a nice looking JCB. I tell you, I think it would be, that's a whole nother level of difficulty driving farm equipment around in the UK, from what I've seen at least. I'm sure there's areas that are a lot more open, but holy smokers, these guys and gals driving these big pieces of machinery down streets that are like just narrow as all can get out with oncoming traffic and everything, and I'm like, nope, forget that nonsense. I know you're beeping. We're gonna go try and I'm gonna be stingy about the grass this time around. I'm usually not that stingy, but I feel like I should probably be kind of stingy now. Ooh, I see a little pile right there too. Alright, let's get this bale finished off. Come back and pick up the rest of it here. Beauty. I don't know, I like the Gallignani. It's doing a pretty good job. It's a little slow on the It's a little slow on the release. You know, it's not in any hurry to really spit the bales out super fast. Maybe because it doesn't want to let them go. But otherwise, it's, you know, it's a little trooper. $39,000 on the affordable side as far as balers go. I mean, you can tell they didn't spend a lot of money on design. It's not going to work. It's not going to win any design awards, but it is functional, and that's what we need. Do the little belts move? Are those belts? I think they are moving. Oh, yeah, they are. Look at you. Look at you, little Gallignani. I gotta get on Google and have Google pronounce this name for me. I don't know if it's, I'll have to look it up. I don't know if it's Italian or what the dealio is here with this thing. I feel like the G's shouldn't be hard G's. They should be like nya G's. Ooh, major stutterage. And a tree. And I'm going to hit the tree again. Alright. Oh, jackknife that. That's not good. Brad, you could go the other way since that's kind of the way the rows are. Just saying. Pull over, Gallignani. Looks like he's packing good bales though. Nice tight bales. Ooh, pickup bales. Do I have my super strength turned on? I didn't have my super strength turned on. What is letting me pick up bales? The lumberjack mod, maybe? I got something going on. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is the lumberjack mod. Alright, I gotta wrap this up because if I keep going, I'm just gonna get a little nuttier. I appreciate you guys putting up with me. Sorry about the missing episode, but we'll have this one and we'll be back tomorrow as well to hopefully get our grass field wrapped up and see how much cashola we can squeeze out of this thing. Our yield is pretty good, so I think we could have done a little bit better, but our yield was actually up there at the top. It was like 90-some%. We didn't roll, and I think that was the only thing we were missing. But yeah, pretty good shape here, I think. You all take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Take care of each other. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. I'd appreciate that very much. And as always, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to join our Discord server. Feel free to become a member. And that's about it. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.